It's not very often that a single, succinct, and powerful phrase comes along that defines the state of a nation so completely. Now, we remember anthems, from our past. Where's the beef? What you talking about, Willis? Or, oh my God, they killed Kenny. Or hope and change. But nothing rivals the latest three words that are gripping and transforming our nation for the better. Let's go, Brandon. It's change you can believe in tonight's preamble. Seems a bunch of left-wing lunatics are upset that Americans en masse are expressing disdain for leftist icons like their dear leader and the biased press. In fact, corporate media and liberal reporters are so upset by Americans exercising their First Amendment right of free speech and the American right to criticize their leaders that they're trying to shame Americans into silence. We'll do well to remember where Let's Go Brandon all got started. As Joe Biden's policies began to take hold and harm Americans, chants of F. Joe Biden began ringing out across the fruited plain. One such glorious event was at Talladega when an alleged reporter with NBC lied to her audience, claiming that fans in the stands were chanting, "Let's go Brandon," following a victory by driver Brandon Brown, when in reality, those folks were shouting this new freedom rallying cry, F. Joe Biden. Soon, "Let's go Brandon" was being uttered by patriotic Americans everywhere as a response to all the pain that Joe Biden and his party have been dishing out, and at a press that has shown it is willing to lie in an effort to protect the inhuman leftists who are doing all of this damage. Now, being who they are, socialists in and out of media don't take too kindly to dissent. So they've hit the airwaves, print, and social media to ridiculously try and shut the American people up. Maggie Haberman, who is also an alleged reporter for the New York Times, a paper that is best used as liner for your birdcage, she wagged her finger at South Carolina Republican Congressman Jeff Duncan because he wore a mask with "Let's Go Brandon" printed on it. Hey, lady, what do you want? He's wearing your face diaper that you want him to wear. Now you presume to tell him he can't customize it? Meanwhile, some socialist nitwit over at CNN, analyst Asha Rangappa, actually compared a Southwest airline pilot who uttered this phrase, "Let's go Brandon," over the PA to an ISIS sympathizer. She tweeted, quote, "As an experiment, I'd love for an out at Southwest pilot to say, 'Long live ISIS' before taking off. My guess is that number one, the plane would be immediately grounded. Number two, the pilot fired. Number three, a statement issued by the airline within a matter of hours," end quote. So let me get this straight. This CNN analyst is comparing an American expressing dissatisfaction with his elected leaders and the press to supporting radicalized Islamic fundamentalist terrorists who slaughter innocent men, women, and children. Got it. This is CNN. And while I'm on CNN, I'd like to address their New Day host, John Avallone. Mr. Avallone called the "Let's Go Brandon" chant, quote, "trollish" and, quote, "not patriotic." Hey, John, with no due respect, the most patriotic thing we can do in the United States is dissent and disagree when our government is screwing us over. Don't take my word for it. Listen to your girl, Hillary Clinton, in 2003.
I am sick and tired of people who say that if you debate and you disagree with this administration, somehow you're not patriotic. And we should stand up and say, we are Americans and we have a right to debate and disagree with any administration.
One more thing, John Avallone. The idea that you would classify three words, "Let's go Brandon," as unpatriotic is on its face absurd. And the fact that you try to use your platform to silence speech because it threatens your left-wing worldview is even more sad. So let me add two more words to the mix that I'm sure you're also going to take issue with. Now keep in mind, these two words should be used whenever some left-winger wants to silence free speech. So, Mr. Avallone, screw you. This is America. Our greatness is built on freedom of expression, vigorous debate, and freedom. I don't recall any of you mental midgets on the left piping up when socialists were calling President Trump far worse names and using far uglier phrases than "Let's go Brandon." Here's just a partial list. Here's what they call Trump: the angry Cheeto, Antichrist, Mussolini's taint, the Orange Messiah, Tangerine Jesus, T-Rump, Zen Master of Hate, Agent Orange, Fat Elvis, rich a-hole who wants to be king of America. But the left wing didn't stop there. The socialists went after President Trump's family. The filthy Rosie O'Donnell speculated that Barron Trump is autistic. Saturday Night Live writer Katie Rich said Barron Trump would be America's, quote, first homeschool shooter. The Daily Mail claimed Melania Trump was a prostitute. And The Daily Show pushed the idea that President Trump wanted to have intimate relations with his own daughter. In my mind, these hysterical harpies in the left, they have no room to complain. Let's Go Brandon is a response to all the misery that these leftists in the media, in Washington and around the world have been dishing out for decades. Let's Go Brandon is elegant in its simplicity. It says so much while uttering so little. Let's Go Brandon is the symbol of the unstoppable force of an awakened America that has had it up to here with collectivist debauchery. You people on the left, you're getting exactly what you have earned.